My dear child, before you even took your first step forward, I had already walked the entire road ahead of you and made it safe. You have been carrying the weight of battles that are already finished. You have been bracing yourself for storms that I have already calmed. Fear wants your eyes locked on everything that could go wrong. But I am calling you to fix your eyes on everything I have already made right. You are not walking into a trap. You are walking into a meeting that I arranged just for you. You are not risking another disappointment. You are walking toward a promise that is finally ready to be kept. Every moment you were afraid you could not survive, I had already stood inside of it long before you got there. I had already spoken against the darkness surrounding it. I had already placed my hand on it and said, "This one is mine." Yes, child, your future belongs to me. Not to luck, not to timing, not to fear, and certainly not to anything trying to work against you. It belongs to me, and I always finish what I begin. That restless fear circling your mind lately is not ordinary worry. It is something trying to attack your peace on purpose. Because there is something coming in your life that the darkness can sense before you can even see it. It is not afraid of your plans. It is afraid of my hand being on your plans. So it feeds you worst-case pictures, drags up old wounds and old letdowns, and tries to talk you out of trusting what I have already settled in your favor. But right now, I am pulling that fear out by its root and replacing it with truth. You are not walking toward the unknown. You are walking toward something already completed. The very thing you thought would break you is going to become the thing that blesses you. The fire you were afraid would destroy you is instead going to reveal you. I walked ahead of you on this road, and I already said, "Be still," before your foot ever touched the ground. That is why you can move forward now, not shaking with worry, but standing tall with confidence, because the outcome has already been decided in your favor. So walk into that room as if it already belongs to you. Speak that word as if the way has already been cleared. Love again as if your heart was never broken, because I have already healed wounds inside you that you have not even noticed yet. I do not send my children out with empty hands. I send you out carrying finished work, unshakable promises, and outcomes that have already been sealed in victory. The fears chasing you right now have no real weight behind them. Walk straight through them and watch them disappear like smoke. What frightens you today is already over, and what I have already finished can never be undone. Now let me speak gently into the part of your heart that feels bruised from being overlooked, tired from waiting so long, and tempted to believe you may have somehow slipped through the cracks. Hear me clearly, you have not been forgotten. You have not been passed over. You are not sitting on some forgotten shelf in heaven. I have not lost track of your name, and I have not changed my mind about your calling. You are not disqualified. You are not invisible to me. You are not lost somewhere in the crowd. You are being prepared for launch. What felt like being ignored was actually strategy. What felt like delay was actually careful design. What felt like being hidden away was actually oil being poured over you where no one else could see. I have been anointing you quietly, building you in the background, and now I am about to bring you forward, not with noise, but with meaning. Not with a sudden crash, but with clear purpose. People will not notice you because of hype. They will notice you because heaven is on you. I know what it felt like to be the last one picked, to be walked past, to watch other people receive the very things you had prayed for with a sincere heart. I saw you serve quietly. I saw you clap for others while your own heart ached inside. I saw the exact moment you nearly walked away, not because your faith was weak, but because the pain of feeling invisible cut so deep. But here is what you could not see at the time. Every one of those hidden moments was sacred. I was not punishing you by keeping you out of the spotlight. I was positioning you. I was protecting you from stages that would have broken you if you had stepped onto them too soon. I was guarding the anointing before it was exposed to pressure it wasn't ready for. I was building a platform shaped exactly for your calling, not your ego. You were never sitting on a bench doing nothing. You were being built from the inside out. And now the pressure behind that building is about to release, launching you forward with a speed you cannot manufacture on your own. My child, a single act of kindness can help God's message reach someone who needs hope today. If you feel blessed by this channel, you can stand with us through the PayPal links in the description and pinned comment. Thank you for helping us spread God's love one soul at a time. Dear child, there is a difference between being lifted and being launched. Lifting is slow and gentle. Launching is sudden, and it changes everything at once. That is what is coming for you. This is not a small step upward. This is a release that does not just help you along, it propels you forward. Doors that used to stay locked will now swing open on their own. Things that once demanded exhausting effort will now simply respond to my favor resting on you. You will not need to force your way into rooms or beg for connections. The right people and the right opportunities will start coming to find you, because I am the one doing the sending. And when I send someone forward, nothing on earth and nothing under it can hold them back. This is not about who likes you. This is about what I have already spoken over you. This is not sparked by approval from people. It is sparked by assignment. And your assignment has already been lit. So lift your head up. Shake off the disappointment that has been sitting on your shoulders. That long stretch of silence was never a rejection. It was a countdown. Being overlooked was never an insult. It was protection while you were being filled up. You are not late. You are simply full, carrying everything I placed inside you that the world has not seen yet, but is about to. I am not launching you for applause. I am launching you for impact. You are not stepping onto a stage to perform. You are stepping into a reveal that only I could arrange. Your season of being unseen is over, not because you fought to be noticed, but because I have chosen this moment to bring you forward. And I always reveal what I have finished shaping. Before we go any further, if this message is speaking straight to your heart right now, take a moment to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because these words are landing here on this channel for a reason, and I do not want you to miss what comes next. My beloved child, get ready. Not only for the things you have been hoping for, but for something you have never even dared to imagine. There is something on its way to you that will not follow the schedule you had in mind. It will not arrive through the paths you have already mapped out or the channels you were counting on. This blessing will not look familiar because it was never meant to be predictable. I am not limited to the routes you can calculate in your head. I move in ways that surprise even the wisest hearts. I specialize in deliveries no one saw coming. Right now, I am preparing something that will arrive like sudden rain falling in the middle of a long dry season. You never asked for this particular thing because you did not even know it was possible. But I knew. I have always known. And I have been preparing it quietly, behind the scenes, in the unseen rooms of heaven. It is already in motion. And when it arrives, it will leave you speechless, in awe, with tears in your eyes, not because you were unworthy, but because I have no limits. Understand this clearly. What is coming toward you is not just a gift. It is a turning point. It is a shift so precise that it will completely rearrange your life. It will bypass every gate that human approval usually guards. It will land in places your name was never expected to be spoken. It will fall right into your hands, not by chance, but because I planned it that way long before now. I arranged this moment outside of your awareness, so that when it finally arrives, you will know beyond any doubt that no person could have made this happen. This was mine to give. And here is the beautiful part. Because you never saw it coming, you will never be tempted to take credit for it. This will be pure grace, and it will be undeniably from me. I am not simply giving you what you asked for. I am giving you what has been missing, the very thing your heart was aching for, even though you could not name it, until I set it right in front of you and said, I know you better than you know yourself. You spent seasons praying with such specific detail, asking me for provision in exact places, and I honored every one of those prayers. But now I am moving past what you asked for and into what I always intended for you. I am answering prayers you have not even prayed yet. I am delivering fulfillment ahead of your own understanding. This is not a delayed package finally showing up late. This is a divine disruption. It is going to shake loose every assumption you had, rearrange the strategies you built out of fear, and it might even leave you standing there asking, is this really happening? And my answer will be simple. This is what I have been saving for you all along. The gift you never expected is about to change everything. It will feel like grace crashing straight into your timeline, like heaven bending its own rules just to reach you. And it is happening not because you were flawless, but because you stayed positioned, because you kept showing up, because you refused to quit when everything inside you screamed to give up, because you made room in your heart for something you could not even describe. And now I am giving it a name. It is called more than you could ever ask or imagine, and it is arriving now. So open your hands, open your heart, stop trying to figure out the how, and simply trust the who. I am the one sending what is on its way to you, and you will not have to fight for it, beg for it, or compete with anyone to receive it. You will simply receive it, and you will know that your Father never forgot the things you never even knew how to ask for. What once felt impossible is now unavoidable, and child, it is better than anything you imagined, because you never imagined it at all. That is how I love you. That is what I am doing for you right now, my precious child. Now let us talk about that fight, the one you rarely bring up out loud. The battle you carried quietly behind your smile, hidden underneath your daily responsibilities, buried under the words I'm fine. You did not think you would make it through that one, did you? There were nights your soul was screaming while your mouth stayed shut, moments when the weight felt like too much, but somehow you carried it anyway. Times your faith was hanging on by a single thread, and yet, somehow, you did not let go. That battle, the very one that tested your strength and shook your foundation, is exactly the one I am about to turn into a blessing. Not just because you survived it, but because you stayed open to me while you were in the middle of it. You did not shut your heart down. You did not run away from me. You brought me your shaking hands, your worn-out soul, your barely holding on prayers, and that was enough. It was more than enough. The thing that almost broke you has become oil in your life. The pressure, the crushing, the fire, none of it was sent to destroy you. It was sent to refine you, to burn away everything that did not belong, and to clarify the one voice that truly matters, mine. I know you cannot always see it in the moment, but the fiercest fights forge the strongest blessings. They do not just change what is around you, they change who you are. And child, hear this clearly. You are not the same person who walked into that fire. You have been transformed, not just kept safe, but purified. Not just protected, but prepared. And the blessing that is coming does not simply reward you for surviving. It reflects who you have become. You fought hard, yes, but more than that, you let me fight through you, and that is what turned the outcome around. Here is what is coming next. The very thing that tried to bury you is about to become your testimony. It will become your platform, your credibility, your authority. You will speak from a place of victory, not theory. You will carry wisdom mixed with compassion, and joy mixed with depth. Not one tear from that season, not one sleepless night, not one silent cry will be wasted. I am turning every bit of it into something valuable. What was once pain is becoming strength. What was once confusion is becoming clarity. The story that nearly broke you will now shine through you and heal other people just by hearing how you stood. Rooms will shift when you walk into them, not because of a title you carry, but because of the truth you carry. You have become a living example now, and the fire did not consume you, it commissioned you. So lift your head, not with pride, but with quiet strength. The fight was brutal, yes, but the blessing on the other side of it is bigger. The weight you have been carrying is about to be met with a weight of glory. You are not limping into this next season. You are rising, not because you avoided the fire, but because you walked straight through it, and now you carry its mark, not as a scar, but as a seal of honor. Heaven is placing recognition on you right now. The fight was hard, but what is coming is beautiful, and it begins today. My child, every video on this channel is created with love, faith, and dedication to sharing God's Word. If these messages inspire and encourage you, you can support our mission through PayPal links in the description and pinned comment. Thank you for being part of this journey. Dear child, there is a sound that has already gone out through heaven, and it carries your name on it. Long before this shows up in your everyday life, long before anyone around you notices the shift, the announcement has already been made in my presence. Heaven already responded to what you prayed about in private. Help has already been sent your way. A signal has already sounded on your behalf. Celebration has already begun in places you cannot yet see with your eyes. You believe you are still waiting, but really, you are watching something unfold. I have spoken it, I have sealed it, and now I am letting that word travel down through time until it reaches your everyday life and turns into real evidence you can see and touch. Do not mistake silence here on earth for silence in heaven. There has been no delay, only careful timing. Understand how I work. First comes the word, and then comes the weight behind it. When I declare something, it is never just a suggestion, it is a shift. Everything responds to what I say. Timelines rearrange themselves. Doors begin to move. But often, you will not notice the shift right away, because the surrounding conditions have to line up first. The delay was never in the declaration. It was only in the delivery. I have already ordered what you have been believing for. I have already called your name in heaven and said, it is time. The reason things have felt harder lately is because the opposition heard that announcement too. It knows something is coming because I already spoke it out loud. And now I am about to let what was whispered in heaven echo out loud here on earth. You will not have to force this to happen. You will not have to chase it down. It is already chasing you, because this did not come from your effort. It came from my decision. You have entered a season of fulfillment, and things will start lining up, not because you worked yourself to exhaustion, but because the atmosphere around you has shifted in your favor. That is why conversations about you will start happening in rooms you are not even in. That is why people will start mentioning your name in places you never expected. That is why doors that once turned you away will start asking for you instead. That sound is traveling and gaining strength. What was declared quietly is about to become obvious to everyone. You will look back and realize this was never about networking or striving. This came from a decision made over you that is now catching up to your life. So, beloved, walk like someone whose announcement has already been made. Do not bow down to fear. Do not hesitate when the opportunity finally shows up. Do not shrink back when the promotion comes. You have already been called, and what I call I follow through on. What I confirm, I put into motion. What I put into motion, I carry all the way to completion. That sound is on its way to you. You will hear it in the way people talk to you. You will see it in the timing of certain meetings. You will feel it in the weight of my presence resting over ordinary days. Heaven has already spoken, and earth is catching up quickly. There is a shift happening in your life right now, and I want you to lean in close and really hear me, because this is not a nice story or a distant promise. This is real. You are crossing into days that used to only exist inside your dreams. The things you wrote down in your journal, the pictures that came to you in the quiet of night, the whispers you dismissed as wishful thinking, all of that was me. And now you are stepping into those very things, not in your imagination, but in your actual life. The space between dreaming about something and living it is closing fast. You are going to wake up one day and realize you are standing inside what you used to weep over. Not just surviving it, but thriving in it. Not just watching someone else enjoy it, but finally tasting it for yourself. I let you dream about it first, because I needed to stretch your spirit before I could stretch your circumstances. If I had given it to you too soon, you might have thought it was just a coincidence. But now, you know it was me. Now you understand the cost, the long waiting, the internal battles, the moments you had to let go and trust. You earned the depth that makes this dream sacred, and now I am breathing life into that blueprint. I am turning what was invisible into something you can hold. You will not just think about those places anymore. You will actually walk into them. You will not just talk about breakthrough. You will carry it with you. This is not theory anymore. This is fulfillment. These days are not far away. They are here, and they are holy. Let me be honest with you. This is not going to feel exactly like you pictured it. It will feel better. It will carry more weight. You will notice the difference between simply wishing for something and actually living inside it. You will recognize the fingerprints of heaven all over the details, the way things fall perfectly into place, the way what you need shows up without you forcing it, the way favor moves without you having to manipulate anything. You will look around and think, only something bigger than me could have arranged this. And that is exactly the point, because I am not only fulfilling a dream, I am fulfilling my word. I told you I would do it, and I never say something unless I intend to see it through. What was once just words on a page is now becoming something you live every single day. So step into these days with a sense of wonder and expectancy. Do not shrink them down. Do not talk yourself out of them. Receive them fully, live inside them, and celebrate them. Your seasons of only dreaming are giving birth to your real destiny. What once felt like a distant, maybe someday has become right now. You have crossed that line. You are stepping into the fullness of everything I promised you, and child, this is only the beginning. Dear child, we are committed to spreading hope, faith, and the message of Jesus Christ to people around the world. If you would like to help us continue this work, please visit PayPal links below. Your kindness means more than words can express. What I am doing in your life right now is bigger than this one season. It is not just about this month's breakthrough, this week's answered prayer, or even this year's open door. This reaches further than that. This touches what comes after you. You have been asking me to fix certain situations, heal certain wounds, and open certain doors, and I have done that. But now I want to widen how you see this. I am not just working on your life. I am touching your family line. I am reaching into generations you will never personally meet. I am tying their future to the obedience you are walking out right now. This is part of why things have felt so difficult lately. Not because you are weak, but because your yes is echoing into places darkness had hoped to hold on to. And with every step of surrender you take, you are pushing that darkness out of ground it thought it would keep forever. You have been breaking cycles quietly, without even realizing how much you were dismantling. Every time you chose to forgive instead of holding a grudge, every time you prayed again instead of giving up, every time you chose peace over revenge, heaven was watching closely. And now I want you to understand something important. You are the one breaking the pattern in your family line. The resistance you have felt was never proof that you were doing something wrong. It was confirmation that you are the first one in your family walking this particular path. What I am doing through you is going to reshape the very identity carried by your bloodline. What was once marked by struggle will now be marked by anointing. What was once ruled by lack will now be ruled by lasting inheritance. Where there used to be silence, there will now be celebration. You are the one I chose to begin this shift with, and I never start something I do not finish. Your children, whether they are already here or still to come, will walk into places you never could, because you were willing to say yes, even when it was hard. You have been laying foundations your family will build on for generations. You have been digging wells that they will drink from long after you are gone. Your obedience is buying an inheritance, not with money, but with something far more lasting. The story I am writing through you will outlast every label ever placed on your family name. You are not simply patching up something old. You are birthing something that will last. What feels like your ceiling right now will become the floor your children stand on. What you had to wrestle through will become the wisdom they carry easily. Your scars will become their strength. This is not only your moment, it belongs to everyone who comes after you too. So stand tall, not out of pride, but out of purpose. What is shifting in your life is spilling over into your family's future right now, through your surrender, your tears, and your quiet devotion. You are not simply changing direction. You are rewriting what your family line will be known for. And child, I am proud of you, not because you were perfect, but because you kept going. Because you said yes when quitting would have been easier. Because you stayed soft-hearted when bitterness knocked on the door. This is generational change, and you are the doorway it is coming through. If this message is stirring something in you tonight, know that you are not the only one carrying a fight like this. There are others in this community who need to hear exactly this word too. So if you feel led, share it with someone, and consider supporting this channel through membership, so we can keep bringing these messages of hope to more people who need them. Beloved, listen closely. That delay you have been living through was never a denial. It was protection. You believed it was withheld because you were not ready. But let me show you what was actually happening. It was not withheld. It was reserved, held back not to punish you but to protect you. So the blessing could be kept safe until you were mature enough to carry it, wise enough to steward it, strong enough to hold it without it breaking you. And now, right on time, I am telling you plainly, what was held back is now being handed to you. The release is happening. The transfer is already in motion. What once felt out of reach is now within your grasp. Understand, this is not a small shift. This is inheritance, level change. I am not simply giving you what you asked me for. I am giving you what has your name written on it. There are blessings assigned specifically to you. Things that could not be delivered until this exact moment, not because you were disqualified, but because I was preparing you through every hidden season you walked through. I was shaping your character to match your calling. I was expanding what you could carry so that it would not crush you if it came too early. And now I am placing into your hands what I have been guarding all along. No more delay. No more pause. It is being handed over now. This is the hour of release. That business idea you felt stirring in your spirit but never saw come to life. Watch it start moving. That ministry or dream you shelved quietly. Watch me breathe on it again. That relationship you cried over, grieved, and thought could never be repaired. Watch me restore it in a way only I could arrange. What was delayed was not lost. It was simply being designed properly. What was hidden is now ready to be harvested. I am releasing more than things. I am releasing perfect timing along with them. Favor is going to start following you. Doors will open before you even knock. What used to feel impossibly slow will become your new normal pace forward. You will not have to beg for what I already prepared you to own. So take a breath and take hold, because it is finally in your hands. Not because you forced it, not because you manipulated your way there, but because you waited. Because you trusted me even when it cost you something. Because you let me remove what could not stay. You will walk into this with clarity instead of confusion, with confidence instead of chaos. What was once held back is now yours to carry. And child, I am smiling, because you are not only receiving this blessing, you are ready for it. My child, this ministry exists to bring encouragement, prayer, and God's truth to every heart that needs it. You can stand with us through PayPal links in the description and pinned comment. May God bless you abundantly for your love and support. Dear child, I need to speak to the part of your heart that has been confusing stillness with being stuck. That quiet, hidden season you just walked through, where it felt like your voice was muted, your gift sat unused, and your purpose was on pause. That was not failure. That was not punishment. That was sacred. I drew you into quietness not because I was upset with you, but because I was anointing you. I kept the spotlight away from you during that time, not because you were not worthy, but because what I was pouring into you needed to be absorbed privately, away from noticing eyes. You may have felt that quiet as rejection, but I was covering you the way a gardener covers a seed before it grows. I was never ignoring you. I was letting you grow in a place where nothing could interrupt it. That silence was never wasted. It carried weight. It was holy. You were tempted to believe you had been forgotten, left behind, or passed over. But hear me, child. I never take my eyes off what matters to me. In that hidden place, I was forming something eternal inside you. You may not have seen visible progress on the outside, but on the inside you were being stretched, strengthened, stripped of distraction, and filled up with something lasting. That silence became sacred because you let me speak into it, because you kept returning to me, even when nothing around you made sense, because you never needed a stage to keep chasing after my presence. And now I want to show you something most people never realize. Your silence produced weight. You may not have stood in front of crowds, but you ministered to me privately. You may not have performed miracles publicly, but you worshiped me when no one else was watching, and none of that was wasted. It was recorded. It was received. And now it is about to be revealed, because the sacred silence is shifting. I am bringing you out of hiddenness and into being known. I am amplifying what you once whispered quietly. I am breathing new life into things you birthed privately. The obedience nobody applauded. The forgiveness that cost you everything. The quiet yes you gave when no one was watching. I have been storing all of that in a safe place, and now I am sending rain. The silence is turning into sound. You are not returning to noise for the sake of attention. You are being introduced, not by your own voice, but by mine. I will place your name in the mouths of people who need exactly what you carry, not because you pushed your way there, but because you prepared quietly for it. So never look down on the silent seasons again. That is where destiny grows its roots, where real substance takes shape, where your name is not shouted, but sealed. I never waste what you give me in the dark, and because you let me shape you in silence, I can now trust you with something louder. That sacred season produced something in you that is not performance. It is real, and it is about to shift every room you walk into. Beloved, let us go back to that moment together, the one that disappointed you so deeply. That relationship, that opportunity, that plan you poured your whole heart into, the one you were absolutely sure I had blessed, and then it fell apart. You felt blindsided. You felt confused. You wondered if you had misunderstood me, misread the timing, or missed a step somewhere along the way. And the ache from that is still tender in certain corners of your memory. You have moved forward, but part of you still quietly wonders why it did not work out. So let me answer you now, not with correction, but with revelation. It was working towards something better. Yes, it did not go the way you wanted it to, but it worked out exactly the way I needed it to. That disappointment was never a dead end. It was formation. What did not stay open was still opening something up inside you for what comes next. Child, I never waste pain, and I never allow disappointment unless I already plan to redeem it. I know you gave your very best. I know you prayed with real faith. And that is exactly why it hurt so much when it still collapsed anyway. But what you could not see was what I was protecting you from. You were asking me to hold that situation together while I was already working to set you free from it. You were praying for me to fix it, while I was building something stronger to hold you instead. What did not work out was never the end of your story. It was the beginning of a much better one. I did not say no because I was distant from you. I said no because I was designing something deeper, something lasting, something you will never regret once you finally see how it all comes together. If it had gone the way you originally wanted, it would have distracted you from what is coming now. You would have settled. You would have stayed comfortable. You would have made peace with something partial when I had something full waiting for you. Now, with your heart a little more surrendered and your spirit a little more seasoned, you are finally ready to see what all of it was pointing toward. That loss made room for a new beginning. That detour made space for a better route. And every lesson, every tear, every redirection is about to pay off in favor, in fulfillment, in a future that feels custom-made for you, because it is. So stop mourning what did not work out. Honor it instead. Let it go. Not in bitterness, but in trust, because what felt like a closed door was actually a hallway leading somewhere better. And you are walking through it right now. You are not behind schedule. You are right on time. Everything is coming together, not according to your plan, but according to mine. What did not work out was never wasted. It became leverage, and now I am using it to launch you into everything you could not see yet, but I always knew was coming. My beloved child, let us talk about that moment, the one you thought marked the end. That chapter that closed without warning. That season that fell apart around you like a storm you never saw building. You whispered, "Is this really how it ends?" But hear me now. As the one writing your story, that was never the end. It was a threshold. What looked like a burial was actually the beginning of something new being born. What felt like being dropped was actually being repositioned. I do not deal in dead ends. I deal in doorways. That season of heartbreak and loss was not your conclusion. It was a hidden turning point. What looked like a tomb was really a transition. I know the pain you carried through that, the silence, the unanswered questions, the ache that never fully explained itself. You stayed faithful, and it still fell apart anyway. You obeyed me and the door still closed. But child, remember this. I am the one who opens doors no one can shut, but sometimes I am also the one who closes doors no one can force open. Not to punish you, but to protect you, and prepare you for something better. What I am building in your life right now required a complete reset, not a small remodel, but a fully rebuilt future. That closed door was never rejection. It was redirection. I had to close that one so you could walk through this one. And what you are about to step into will finally make sense of every moment that once confused you. Do not keep looking back with regret. Do not replay the ending over and over. Look ahead instead with reverence, because I am opening a door so specific, so perfectly aligned with what you were made for, that it could only have come from me. This is not just a new opportunity. It is a new season entirely. Your life is shifting into something bigger. You are not simply starting a new chapter. You are stepping into an entirely new book, and every page has already been prepared with care. You are about to walk into places that feel made just for you, relationships that carry purpose instead of pain, and assignments filled with clarity and joy. You are walking through the very doorway I built quietly in the middle of what once felt like an ending. So look again. What looked like a period at the end of a sentence was actually a doorway opening. The pain was real, but so is the purpose behind it. The disappointment ran deep, but the destiny waiting for you runs deeper. And now, you are stepping out of asking why, and into watching it unfold. Now, my precious one, if these messages have brought peace to your heart, strengthened your faith, or reminded you of God's love, please consider supporting this ministry through PayPal links below. Together, we can continue sharing hope and God's Word with countless souls around the world. Dear child, hear me clearly, with nothing held back and nothing left unsaid. It is confirmed. What you sensed quietly in your spirit, what kept showing up in your dreams, what echoed in your heart during private moments, what felt too good to be real and too fragile to hold on to. It is real. It is happening now. It is time. I have placed my hand on it. I have sealed it, and there is no more room for delay. No more second guessing is needed. No more running through every possible worst-case scenario. No more asking for extra proof when I have already surrounded you with confirmation after confirmation. It is done. I have whispered it to you. I have shown you glimpses of it. I have aligned your spirit toward it, and now I am declaring it loud enough to be felt in the atmosphere around you. Move forward. You waited with patience. You warred quietly. You obeyed even in the dark. And now, what you have been carrying in prayer is finally being released into action. That weight you have carried is turning into movement. You are not being sent out with empty hands. You are being filled with grace, favor, wisdom, and strength. The questions that once troubled you have now been replaced with clear direction. This is not the time to shrink back. This is the time to step forward, into the spaces I have been preparing, into the vision you once doubted, into a place where everything begins responding to you differently. Heaven has confirmed it, and when you move, do not move timidly. Do not apologize for the favor on your life. Do not question the assignment in front of you. Move with fire in your heart, with clear steps, and with my presence going ahead of you. I do not confirm things carelessly. What I confirm, I intend to complete. What I start, I sustain, and what I sustain, I lift higher. This season is not only about breakthrough. It is about who you are becoming. It is not only about things falling into place. It is about lasting fruit. You are entering a season where every seed you planted quietly begins to speak for itself, where every yes you whispered privately begins to influence others, where everything you were faithful with in secret begins to multiply out in the open. So move forward with peace, with joy, and with the full weight of heaven behind you. Doors will open, ground will produce, people will show up right on time, and the promise will not fall flat. I have already gone ahead of you and straightened out the difficult places. This confirmation is not only something you have seen from the outside, it is something rising up inside your own spirit right now. A holy expectancy you cannot ignore. That feeling is me telling you, yes, it is confirmed. Now go. Now that you have heard every word, and it has confirmed what you have carried privately for so long, I want to speak to your heart one more time. This message was never meant only for you to receive quietly. It was also meant for you to pass along. If this word has touched something deep inside you tonight, consider becoming part of this community, whether through following the channel, joining as a member, or supporting the work in whatever way you are able. Because every bit of support helps this message reach someone else who is sitting in the dark tonight, waiting for exactly this word to reach them too. My child, my beloved, pause for a moment and listen closely to the quiet certainty resting in this very moment. You have carried too many heavy days, weighed down by your own doubts, by the constant noise of this world, always searching for a sign, some kind of proof, some guarantee that what I promised you still stands. I am speaking to you now, not with complicated language, but directly and simply, straight to your spirit, so you can know without question that this is true. Your longing for peace, your quiet cry for security, your unspoken questions late at night, all of it has reached me, and I am here now with my answer, and my answer does not change. I want this truth to settle deep into your bones. It is confirmed, right now, without delay. My word, which carries real strength and stability, stands firm for your life, no matter how much the world around you shakes with fear or bad news. My promise to you was never some fragile piece of paper waiting on human approval or slow bureaucratic timing. It stands as solid as the mountains I placed on this earth. I know you have walked through a painful process of being refined, like gold going through fire, and I know the noise of this world has tried to make your faith wobble. I saw every trial. I saw every hard season. But hear me now. The promise I gave you is sealed, not simply with ink, but through the greatest sacrifice ever made, securing your place and your inheritance in my family forever. You are my child, and that truth is not up for debate. I am asking you to embrace how simple this really is. Your faith, even if it feels as small as a tiny seed, is all that is needed to unlock what I already intend to do in your life. You do not need to pray harder, beg longer, or perform perfectly to earn my attention. I already see your sincere heart, and your honesty and humility mean far more to me than any outward display ever could. I have already spoken, and once I speak, it stands settled. There is no more need for proof, no more need for waiting, no more need for striving. I am telling you to walk now in the quiet confidence of something already decided, because I have already taken care of it. Your only part is to believe, and to receive my love and forgiveness with open hands and a grateful heart. I know you have felt the sting of comparing yourself to others, that feeling of being overlooked in a crowded room, that quiet pressure to constantly prove your worth at work or within your own family. I want you to take off that heavy weight of doubt and put on the confidence of what has already been decided for you instead. I see your effort. I see your perseverance through every trial, and I am pouring out blessing over you generously. I am your Father, and I have already resolved every situation weighing on your heart. I am your shelter, your foundation, your strength, and your answer. Rise up and accept this truth as something that changes your life starting today. I treasure your sincerity, and my commitment to you does not waver. Walk now in this truth, my child. Listen with your whole heart open, because the path once hidden behind confusion and doubt is now clear and lit for your next steps. Just as I command the sun to rise each morning, my light is pushing back the darkness on your road too. You have spent long seasons simply enduring, pushing through difficult ground, feeling stuck in place. I want you to know that the season of only enduring is officially over. Step through the open door I personally prepared for you. I see the tiredness in your soul, the pressure you feel at work where you go unnoticed, and the quiet tension at home that weighs on your mind. I am speaking directly into those exact struggles right now. I am removing every barrier standing in your way, whether it came from opposition or circumstance. You have faced walls that felt impossible to move, but I tell you those walls are coming down right now. I am giving you a clearer view so you can finally see the way forward. Watch the shift happen. The long, exhausting climb of your past is turning into a smoother road, one that lines up with what I always intended for you. Recognize this moment, not as some small adjustment, but as the opening of a brand new chapter, one I wrote into your story long before you ever took your first breath. You are not starting over. You are finally stepping into what was always meant for you. Walk into the opportunities perfectly matched to my purpose for your life. I am sending divine assignments straight to your doorstep, assignments shaped exactly for your gifts and your tested character. Do not hesitate. Do not look back at old failures trying to define who you are. Your past struggles were simply training ground, preparing you for the authority you are about to carry. My favor is resting on this season, like a strong wind at your back, carrying you forward. This is not luck or clever strategy. This is my hand moving on your behalf. I am calling you into deeper trust now, asking you to release the small, fear-based plans you made and step into the much larger future I hold for you. I will guide your steps so clearly that things which once required exhausting effort will now come with ease. I see your deep need for stability, and I am setting a foundation under your feet that cannot be shaken. You are loved, you are seen, and your future is secure. Walk forward now in this truth. My beloved child, every video is created with prayer, time, and dedication to reach those who may be searching for encouragement and faith. By supporting this ministry through PayPal, you help keep this mission growing and touching more lives each day. God bless you abundantly. Dear child, here is a promise that cuts straight through every bit of striving and every feeling of not being good enough. The barrier between us is gone, and you can come to me boldly, right now, exactly as you are. You do not need to clean yourself up first, follow a certain ritual, or wait for the right moment. You are not a distant stranger to me. You are my child. I see guilt and old memories trying to hold you back, whispering that you are not worthy of my time. I want you to silence those voices right now, and understand that your access to me comes from my unconditional love, already given freely. I am calling you into deeper conversation with me, free from fear or performance. You have been trying to earn something I already gave you for free. Stop striving to impress me and start resting in my presence instead. I know the feeling of a heavy heart, the deep sigh that comes when you realize you have been carrying weight I never meant for you to hold. Lay it down now. You are welcomed into my presence without hesitation. This is where you belong. Picture not a cold, formal space, but the warm comfort of a room where someone who loves you deeply is simply waiting for you. I am waiting for you. Come into this steady truth of being accepted by me. Experience the kind of peace that only comes from standing directly in my light. This peace is not the absence of trouble. It is my steadiness living inside the trouble. I am the anchor for your soul, holding you steady when daily life feels like too much. I am with you during pressure at work. I am with you when you worry about your loved ones. I am with you in the quiet hours of the night when you replay conversations and wish you had said things differently. No formality is needed here. Simply come to me as my beloved child. Speak honestly, the way you would with someone you fully trust. I am your closest confidant. This open access is the clearest proof of your place in my family. You are my heir, and I delight in your presence. Your security in me is confirmed. Come in now and be still. My child, I see your worry about the economy, the ups and downs of daily life, and the constant pressure to make ends meet. I am asking you to look away from those passing circumstances and look instead toward the abundance that flows endlessly from my hand. You are not sustained only by a paycheck or a bank balance. You are sustained by my unwavering commitment to your well-being. I am your father, and I take responsibility for your life. I am releasing exactly what is needed for both your calling and your everyday needs. I know the specific financial goal you have quietly prayed about, the emotional strength you need for a difficult relationship, and the spiritual endurance you need to keep standing firm. Believe that what you need has already been set aside, waiting for your simple step of faith to bring it into your everyday life. This opening is clear proof that I am meeting your needs with precision and generosity. Do not speak the language of lack, and do not let a scarcity mindset settle into your spirit. Everything belongs to me, and I share freely with my children. I am releasing financial, emotional, and spiritual provision right now as you walk forward in the purpose set before you. I am not asking you to map out the entire journey. I am asking you to take the next step, and I will provide what that step requires. Receive the kind of blessing that brings peace and adds no regret. The kind of grace that helps you manage and multiply what is entrusted to you. I see the quiet fear that you might not be able to provide for the people you love, and I am lifting that fear off you right now. I am equipping your hands for work that produces abundance, and I am surrounding your household with provision. Your mission matters to me, and I will make sure you are fully resourced and fully ready. I confirm my commitment to your well-being completely. Walk forward and receive it now. My precious one, look up right where you are and see with your spirit what I am doing. I am opening a direct line between your home, whether it is a large house, a small apartment, or simply the space you occupy right now, and my presence. I am making your home a place where my glory rests. You are not living under a closed sky. You are living under an open heaven. I see the tiredness that daily life brings, the routine that tries to convince you that nothing meaningful is happening. I am telling you to release that limited way of seeing things. I have opened heaven itself over your home. There is a steady flow moving between us, carrying blessing, provision, peace, healing, and your prayers. The cries for your family, the quiet requests for guidance, without delay. There is no waiting line in heaven for my child. Your prayers are heard the moment they leave your heart. Feel the supernatural protection and peace surrounding your home right now. My child, hold on to everything you have just heard, because none of it was accidental. Every word was written for this exact moment in your life, for this exact ache in your heart, for this exact season you are standing in right now. I did not bring you this far to leave you standing here confused. I brought you here to send you forward, steady, sure, and unafraid. So walk out of this moment differently than you walked in. Walk with your shoulders back and your heart settled, knowing that the fear is behind you. The silence has served its purpose. The delay has ended, and the door in front of you is wide open. You are not the same person who started reading these words. You are someone who has been reminded, once again, of who you belong to and what has already been prepared for you. Carry that with you into tomorrow. Carry it into your work, your home, your relationships, and every quiet moment in between. I am not finished with you, and I never will be. This is not the end of the story. This is simply the next page, and I am writing it with you, step by step, breath by breath, until every promise I have ever spoken over your life stands completed in front of your own eyes. Go now, my beloved child, in peace and strength, and in the quiet certainty that you are deeply, completely, and unconditionally loved.